I'm the Cross Project Manager, and Tila Banga is the Global Connect Technical Lead. Our presentation today is the implementation of Cross at a Danish company that offers network and fiber solutions. They're called Global Connect. Our focus is rapid service deployment. We'll start by introducing Global Connect, and then we'll have a look at the customer's problems. We'll look at the chosen solution and then go through the project plan for rapid deployment. Then we'll have a summary of the benefits that were delivered. So, I'll hand over to Tilo to introduce his company, Global Connect.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. I was so nervous this morning because I was going to have this presentation that I went right here and I went like up to there. Try it. It's really nice, especially when you get out again. So we're deploying Cross. Where do we come from? We at Global Connect. We were founded at the end of the 90s, and we were one of the first challengers to the incumbent in Denmark. And we started out on fiber, and mostly fiber and data center and housing and those related things. So from there on, we built on top, and we built transmission services on top, and internet access, and expanded our data center business. We're one of the biggest data center in Denmark. More recently, we've expanded into outsourcing solutions, which kind of complements the data center business, and we have some voice services as well. Why am I telling this? I'm telling this because we kind of we grew on top, and we created new platforms, we created new services, and much of it was based on customer demand, and then we implemented those things that the customer wanted. Here are some of the wholesale customers. You may recognize some of them, and others are more local, of course. And we started in the wholesale business and then expanded into direct customers later on. So, as you can see, we had products. We built on top of those products, and the same approach we took for the technical platforms. So we had fiber, and then we put transmission systems on it. We sold WDM solutions. Then we started Ethernet private lines and so on. And more recently, we have layer 3 capability with MPLS platform. And all of these systems were built more or less individually, and we accumulated the well-known problem of the many silos. And this also, from the OSS part and the documentation of it, means that we have very strict silos which document the individual systems very well. But as soon as you want to go cross-platform, you have challenges, and response times go up. And we wanted to improve on this. And for this, we wanted to implement a software solution which enables us to collect all of these data sources from different places and put it into one system, but not necessarily in a way where we have to get rid of everything from day one, but where we could say, well, we have this part of the system that works really well, and we don't want to change everything at once. So the response times I already mentioned. The data quality. Typically within a system, the data quality is rather good, but especially the mapping between the different layers is lacking or has problems. And then we, as many of you will know, we want to be more agile, we want to support new services, we want to be more automated and enable self-service. And in our case, we also needed to prepare for rapid growth. And all of this we wanted to get achieved by having a single source of truth, or a seamless inventory, or whatever you want to call it. We started out multiple times actually, but like one serious approach where we spent a lot of time on a prototype, and And in the end, we couldn't do it because of the lack of personnel, and we were not focused enough, so we couldn't spend more time on it. But it gave us key insights into the RFP process, which started a year ago. And the reason that it also started is that we had gotten management approval of using some assets on this. And yes, so the last point is important about the incomplete data. We wanted a system where we can say, well, we know we have a circuit like from here to here, from a location to a location. We don't know exactly which one of the network assets it's connected to. We don't know, but we know it's in this location, and this is something that we thought was important. Yes, we'll present.
Okay, so now have a look at the chosen solution. Cross is not like any other BSS or OSS solution because it consolidates the view from the physical, logical, and service inventory layers. It allows the user to query from the top down to perform root cause analysis, and it allows the user to query from the bottom up to do service impact analysis, revenue assurance, capacity management, and a lot more. Cross is a data bridge. It allows you to mix data from the network, from the operational support systems, from the business support systems, and probes bring inventory updates from the network management systems. It uses a library of standard data loaders to bring in data of any quality, and it uses the TMF APIs where possible. So there's no hidden costs. It uses standard database technology. It's developed in Java, and you can run it from any browser you like. So this is a summary of the key features and benefits of Cross. For Global Connect, the most important of these were number 4 and number 6. So the probes synchronize data from many different databases and systems into the Cross database. As the data comes in, the data quality is calculated and tagged. So that allows the user, when working with the data, to know the quality of the data that he or she is working with. Plus, this function allows the users to identify poor data quality and put together a plan to fix that over time. The second item was configurability. This allows the fast implementation, and it gives Global Connect the future control to enhance the solution in the future. Now we'll have a look at the project plan. So, time pressure. All projects face this. We started the RFP process back in May of last year, and the objective was to have the solution implemented in live by May of this year. However, RFP processes and commercials are always slow, but of course the end target rarely changes. So the task of the project was to deliver a 600-day project in an 8-month window, including a break for Christmas. The project intuitively broke into 4 discrete phases. The first phase was the Cross standard phase to do the initial installation and configuration of the system. And then it was followed by phases to focus on the logical resources, the physical resources, and finally the service provisioning. The project teams were both relatively small, but a very important factor was the Global Connect team of subject matter experts who were available to the development teams pretty much as and when they were needed. So a very important factor in our success. For the requirements definition, we followed the same process for each phase. We would start with an on-site workshop to create the first high-level design, which Global Connect then reviewed before moving to a second workshop where we put together the detailed design. Again, Global Connect would review the final detailed design, sign it off, and this process we followed, 6 weeks process we followed for each of the 4 phases. But to add to the time pressure, Global Connect decided to throw us a curveball. At the very first requirements workshop, they decided that their business priorities had changed and they wanted to focus on MPLS services first. So we had then to take all of the MPLS components out of the later phases and bring them forward into phase 1. But this was a good test of the flexibility of the solution. The project has been running for 7 months now, and this is a progress report. Phase 1 was completed on time, including support for the MPLS services, and was successfully deployed into production. So from start to production in 4 months. The first 3 phases have now all been through formal user acceptance testing, and the final phase is currently in final UAT. The current update is that it's May. We are at the TMF. We probably shouldn't be here, we should be finishing the project. But the solution is on target and it will be deployed into production next month. Now we'll have a final summary of the benefits that were delivered.
So, for us, we've received the system, we have integrated it with the existing fiber documentation system, and all data from the fiber documentation system is also available across. We'll use the fiber documentation system. We'll continue to use that one for a little while more, but everything is available in Cross. We have all of our platforms modeled in Cross, and we will get most of this data in. A lot of it is a manual process because it's extracting data from Visio and Excel sheets. And we have, for our most important services, we have full documentation already today. So what we really wanted is to have this single source of truth. It is apparently what we got, and we're very happy about the outcome so far. And we're wanting to, or we're looking to the future to support the following automation project using Cross as a base for that. The last point is important to us as well, due to the way we model the project, the involvement of the many people. All the subject matter experts know how to configure the system and can make changes if needed be. We can do those without the help of the supplier. We will require it, or we will want it, but it's not necessary.
Okay, so the final summary is that we have a successful project which has enjoyed or maybe survived rapid deployment. The project has great data integration and consolidation. It brings together data from multiple sources. And Global Connect has a solution which truly bridges OSS and BSS. And that's it. We invite you to come and visit our booth on level 3, and happy to take any questions.
Gentlemen, thank you. Okay, anybody got some questions? I'm looking around. Somebody else has some questions.
You're not going to throw it?
No, that's nice and easy. The guy in the front, Tony.
Can you hear me? Excellent. Inventory is a very complex problem. What's the secret sauce in Cross that made you do this so quickly?
I think one of the main factors is the probes that can bring data in from all the other different layers across the stack. There's no complex data migration, data cleansing, and things like that. So very quickly we can link the data together to give a visualization across the stacks, so you can see how your logical circuits map with your physical sheath cables. And then you can start identifying the difference between the individual data silos that you had and notice the differences.
Do you need to model the whole network, or can you abstract it out?
So what we did is we have determined for each individual platform what kind of level of documentation do we need. and we modeled it accordingly. So for legacy systems, we may have decided that, okay, we don't need to model it to the full detail of the network because we're not going to deploy new services on it, but we're just going to do what's necessary to implement the service impact analysis and root cause analysis. So in that way, Cross is very flexible in that it lets you model a network however you want.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions? To the guys standing at the back, there are a bunch of chairs down the front here. You can't see them from where you're stood at the back, and I promise no forced audience participation or anything, so there are some chairs down the front here. Any last questions on this one? No. Okay, well, as you say, you guys are around, so if anybody wants to get into detail, then I'm sure you'd be more than happy to see them. So, again, see you later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.